Welcome to the Drive Network. I am your host, Big Bucks. The Drive Network is a show that's driven to inspire you through what the good people around your neighborhood drive and do for a living. On the show today, we've got Lesego featuring her AMG A45. Lesego, how are you?
I'm so excited to be on the show, and how are you?
I'm good. We're excited to have you two on our show. Lesego, I want to jump straight into it. Normally when I drive around and I see a lady driving a beast of a car like you are, I'm like, what really inspired the choice of that particular car? And what inspired you to buy this particular AMG?
Okay, so like I said, a lot of people would say, "Lesego, you're driving a beast." For me, it's not a beast, it's how the car looks. That's what inspired me. So the exterior of the vehicle, how it looks from outside, and then most importantly, the interior, the red seat belts. I mean, I'm a woman. We like the small details,
Yeah.
the trimmings.
I love the red seat belt as well.
Absolutely. That's a statement on its own. And then besides that, just the surround system, the sound that comes from inside when you play your
blow it
music.
out.
That keeps me
good,
going.
yeah.
So it's not even about the performance of the vehicle, how fast the vehicle is. I wasn't worried about that. I just wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to be hugged by those bucket seats and just feel like, you know what, I am home inside a moving home.
Absolutely. And it's a beautiful one because I think, have you tried to press it? Because it's about the Verpanya and that car. I don't know.
I have, but I don't do that quite often.
Okay. You're a safe driver.
I'm a safe driver, and besides that, when I had the vehicle earlier on, I did everything.
Yeah.
And I burst my turbo, and I'm like, okay, I just have to be a little bit careful. Maybe I wasn't doing it right, but I'll get there.
Could have been a bit pricey there to replace, I can imagine.
Absolutely. All money gone. AMG.
Oh, money gone. But anyway, all money gone. AMG, you heard that. All money gone, AMG. So I think for me as well, what's really, really important is, yes, I love the car. Yes, I see it's a beast of a car. But in the normal times that we live in, it's not just every lady your age driving that particular car. And I've always had that curious mind, right, to say, what is it that the person that drives this beautiful car does for a living? And I thought, what is it that you do for a living?
Okay, it's a little bit complex to explain, but I am an operations manager in the medical field, so City of Johannesburg EMS. And I basically am an advanced life support provider. So by profession, I'm an emergency care practitioner. So I'm that person that there's a big car, which is the ambulance, and then the smaller ones, that's where I am.
The guys that drive fast around.
The guys that drive very fast.
Okay, I see that.
So when the ambulance crews cannot sterilize the patient, then that's where I come in. So I'm pizza backup. So it's either I'm the first one to get there, or I'm the backup to come and help them stabilize the patient.
Okay. And then tell me, I think the journey maybe through being that operations specialist or manager in that field, is it something that you just wake up and do, or do you have to study? What is it that you have to do? Like, are there specific courses that I need to do for anyone that's watching, for instance?
Okay, I was fortunate enough to go from high school to varsity and straight into the workplace. So there are different levels to what it is that I'm doing. But with me specifically, I went to the University of Johannesburg, Doornfontein campus, so that is the health sciences campus. And then I studied emergency medical care. So it is a bachelor's degree in technology of emergency medical care. But right now they actually changed it. It is a bachelor's of health sciences degree in emergency medical care. So it incorporates two elements. So we've got the medical element, which is the medicine treating patients and making sure that everyone is pashas. And then we've got the rescue component of it. So when we talk about rescue, we talk about there are elements such as swift water rescue. So you need to know how to swim. We've got
So you need to know.
You
is it a
need
course in there, or you just need to come knowing how to swim?
It's a course in there as well. So it's a module on its own. But like I said, it's two elements to it, and you need to try and be good at both. So that, for example, if a patient fell inside a hole, then you need to know how to get in the hole safely, come up with the patient, and stabilize the patient. So there's a whole lot of things that are integrated within the degree in itself that you need to be able to do so that you make sure that people are well again.
And there's a stigma around Batabanso, you know, so I can imagine this affects a lot of applications to the show, to the actual degree, because people must know how to swim.
No, absolutely. So, and like, I was one of the, I think when I graduated, I was the only black girl that graduated.
I blame swimming.
Yes.
I blame swimming.
I blame it too. And you have to be physically fit as well. So I think you get into the course with the aim of being groomed into knowing how to swim, into knowing how to run and being physically fit. I mean, the medical aspect of things, you have to come in there with a certain knowledge of biology, your physiology, your mathematics, and the works. But everything else, I mean, you can always adjust yourself to the system.
Okay, great. So take me back. You are this young girl at school, and did you always have this picture of your journey of you becoming what you are today? And if you did, how was this journey? Where did you school? Where you come from? Where do you originally come from? And what was this journey like?
Okay, so
yeah.
Oh,
you're from the Val.
Yes.
Wow.
And I gradually, moved towards the south, and that's where I am at the moment. Born and bred in Johannesburg. So go crèche ne ba tseba gore ke doctor. That's what they used to know.
Crash,
so if ne re dlala di game, I was Dr. Lesego.
Yeah.
I'm the doctor. I heal people. So I think that's where the passion started, and being from a family that actually they are all in the health science field. Yeah. So in my mom's side,
this thing.
it's normally, So I actually wanted to become a doctor, but to get into that field was a little bit difficult for me because of my marks. But you know what? I always thought, let me try something else.
Yeah.
So I applied for both simultaneously, and then I was taken on this particular course first. And then while I was there, I think it was 2 weeks into the course, I got a call to say, you can come and start your medicine course.
Oh, great.
And now I had to think, am I going to go that way? Am I going to stay here? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So I just said, you know what? This journey was much easier than this particular one. So there's something about this one. There's something special that I need to do in this particular course that I'm in. And I went with it. And only to find out that, yes, it's a 4-year degree, but I can just add on to 3 years more than I'm actually a doctor.
But the goalpost did not change. You're still helping people. You're still saving lives.
Absolutely.
You are the backup, like you said.
Yeah.
And tell me, I can imagine that you get times where it's literally almost death for somebody who's lying there. And how is it? Because I know personally, I would run for my life. You guys have to face the worst of things.
Yes.
What's the worst situation that you've had to face in your field?
It's overwhelming, I have to say. But it comes with the passion. You have to have an element of passion that comes into it. So the worst thing that I faced is a decapitation.
What is that? A decapitation, my nigga.
You know, you are a whole body, you are bugs.
Yeah.
Then I have to find your leg there, your feet there, your head there. Then you have to try and...
I've had an instance where I got to an accident and the guy had no head. So I had to tickle him a bit. The head was laughing on the other side. So I don't know.
I don't think that's possible, but yeah. So that is a decapitation. So just to have to try and, sort of come to terms with this is actually a body, but a missing part of the body.
Yeah.
How do I handle this? And I'm very so vulnerable when it comes to kids. So usually when I get calls, I get a little bit, skeptical. So the worst when it comes to kids is actually helping to deliver a child, and the child is a stillborn.
Oh, shucks, yeah.
That is traumatizing for me, and I don't want that for anyone, actually. So, yeah.
It's a tough job. It's a tough job, I can imagine. And I think for me, because we constantly driving, we constantly inside our cars. And what is the one thing, maybe just a quick learning for me as a driver, for the guys behind the camera as drivers, for the people at home as drivers, what is the one thing that's common that you can quickly tell us what to do should I have this instance in a car anywhere with a family member, a child, an adult? What is the one thing that you can give us as an example? and how to deal with it.
Okay, so there are multiple things, but I want to emphasize this one in particular. So I'm just going to start with us driving and being on our cell phones. We need to stop that. I know, yes, it's tempting. We want to respond as quickly as we can. I mean, we're living in a fast-paced world, but you don't want to have to be the cause of someone else's death.
Absolutely.
And then besides that particular one, which is very obvious, I've got two particular things that I'd like to discuss. And with this one, why I've chosen the two is because I've seen those quite recently, and I've gotten calls with regards to them. So the first one would be your seizures that we need to know how to manage. So should a person be in a car and they start seizing or hearing kitty feet, epilepsy?
Kitty feet.
Yes, so
kitty feet. I think kitty feet. Kitty feet.
Kitty feet, I guess, causes contractions and relaxation.
Yeah, I will not be without eating, but these are the horries. I think
similar to that, but this is a medical condition. Okay. Yes, and then with the most important thing, even with us, they teach you to remain calm.
Okay.
Remain calm, and then once you remain calm, you know how to approach a particular person and know how to help them much better.
Okay.
So when it comes to seizures, so please, we don't put anything in the mouth. Okay. We don't try and open the mouth. We don't put a spoon to try and, take out the tongue or anything like that. You simply just take the patient on the floor. Okay. You put them on the side. So that's what we call the lateral position. So why we would do that is that we don't want any fluids or anything that would obstruct the airway and prevent the person from being able to breathe. And then the most important one and the simplest one is that just try and make them not to bump their head or bump any parts of their body, especially with older people. They're very fragile. So just a bump against something hard can break a leg, can break a foot. And then we also want to protect the head because of any further head injuries which might be debilitating in the long run.
Debilitating.
Yes.
I'm learning. But so you put them on the lateral position.
Yes.
And that helps with the fluids not going in. And what do you do? What's the next thing that I have to do?
I can remain on the lateral position. Then I think the most important thing, call the ambulance.
Okay.
As we know, we are very limited when it comes to our resources when in the ambulance and in our government sector. We're not going to go into that, but if you have a vehicle, you have someone who has a vehicle, the most important thing is transportation.
Okay, great.
Getting the patient to a facility that is able to help them, because you are not Lesego, you don't have the drugs, you don't know what to do.
Exactly.
So the best thing is do your basic lateral position, don't put anything in the mouth, avoid them hitting themselves against anything, and shoot.
Okay. I think, and it helps when you have an A45 parked downstairs to really get the person to the hospital quick. Personally, it's happened to me. With my firstborn little girl, she had seizures, and I had I think at the time, way back, I had an M135. I took her, I kept her here. I drove as fast as I could to the hospital. She got help. I'm not saying drive fast, but lateral position helps to have power behind your wheels to get to hospital. But I think, Lesego, that's very helpful. And I think maybe for the people at home, do you have any final words, inspirational words, not regarding medical, but regarding life as its own? We're living in difficult times. What do you have to say for the guys that are watching at home that want to possibly drive an AMG A45? I cannot wait to go downstairs and see the car. So what do you have?
Okay, so for me is we are always in a hurry. We always want to get things done. We always want to be busy. Busy doesn't mean you're being productive. But the most important thing for me is that dreams delayed are not dreams denied. So at this moment, yes, you might not be getting to where you want to. You might not be getting that money, but it doesn't mean then you need to go the illegal way of things. No.
Absolutely.
Patience. So you need to be patient with your dream. You need to be patient with your goals and aspirations. Guys, stop trying to compete with your friends.
Absolutely.
Stop trying to be in a level that they are on. We are all running our own race. And if each and every day you wake up and you still have got breath in your lungs, it means you still have a purpose. So take your time, be patient with yourself, and give it all you've got.
Guys from home, Do not compete with your friends. The most important thing to do is start. You need to start doing something with your life. You know, for you to be great, you need to start. So start moving and you'll see that there is hope. I want to go drive that car.
Let's go.
Let's go.